Okay, I'm back. Is it working this time? I rebooted everything. I only have Facebook and the two YouTube. So I have two Facebook tabs and two YouTube tabs open. Let me check my audio. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Yay, it's working. Oh boy. So I'll wait until some people show up. I got my studio in order. I'm getting there. I got most of the stuff. Yeah, I got that. Hi GMO. Happy day. Uh sure how I'm gonna work that with the monitor so I can see what's on the camera. But I can get over there, and I got my keyboard over here. I'm probably gonna move it over there because I knocked it over here. You know, it's I gotta kind of walk around it to get to the bathroom. And I bumped into it. Tonight, the topic for tonight is a friend of mine. I guess a couple of days ago, um, Girl Inside, which is a page for transgender people at FaceCrook, posted a something from a year ago. Let me get there. It's an interesting page. There's a lot of cool shit on it. I'm going to read this one thread from last year because there's a lot, it's like, oh, okay. Um, yeah, this is all about young trans people's experiences. I just September 19th. Oh, that's today. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day, or we will pillage your booty. Yar, matey. To R is human, to R is pirate. Here's an interesting one I may read later. Sex with Trans Women 101, a guide for queer cis women. That's only my second choice. I really want a trans man. I had an encounter with a trans man that was really nice. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite healthy enough to. He couldn't handle it. It was too much for him. I'd probably break him. He had a. I don't need to go into it. He just wasn't healthy enough to be my partner. Unfortunately, he was a really good lover. Very very nice in bed. The way he rubbed me and kissed me and sucked on me and messed with my nipples and stuff was nice. I don't have that kind of experience with cis women. So they don't treat me like a woman. I haven't since I've been living authentically. I haven't been with a cis woman though. So I'm gonna wait a little bit for some people to show up before I really get going. Twist up a hooter. Oh shit, that's right. He's fucking off on the weekends. Shit. Yeah, nothing new from Hyde. They're not I don't think they really have the confidence. They don't have the tools, they don't have the personnel to prosecute this. And the assholes, I haven't been to their site in several days to even see what they're laughing about today. I really don't care. It doesn't really affect me unless I let it. Um, or they show up at the door with the cops or pizza. Um, but I just go about my business. Both my both my Facebook accounts are active right now. Um, we'll see how long that lasts. I get stalked by assholes that like there's you'd think it's the same assholes reporting my account too. You'd think Facebook would notice that shit, and they'd weigh it against like all the likes and loves and shit that I get from my posting, my comments, and they're fucking me over on these like weird things. I forgot what the Tommy Dean account got busted for last month. This is something stupid, I'm sure. Um, okay. Well, only 3 people, but you guys are here, and I might as well get down on it. This is interesting. Here's there's a graphic in transgender colors, but it's like a phoenix rising picture, and the caption with it is, "I'm not trapped in my body. I'm trapped in other people's perception of my body." This is a big problem, not just for transgender people, but for cisgender people too. Lizzie Mead and I were talking about it this afternoon about how there's only a few percent of people who are like epitomize the ideal man or the ideal woman, and are like high fashion model material, or big time movie star material. There's a very small number of people that are like that, and the expectations of society for us to be trying to achieve that look and that behavior is just ridiculous. It's very hard on people that are homely or have body issues of different sorts, and certainly disabled people. And it's like, hey, what's wrong with just being you and not, however. And if you want to get outrageous and like, lots of tattoos, face tattoos and implants and shit, and funny hairstyles and colors, and go for it, and it should be okay. And if you don't like it, don't look. But why? I forget who it was. I think it was David Letterman had asked, like, why do these people go and make somebody's life more difficult than it already is when they're having so much problem just coping with daily shit? Why make it worse? And I just don't understand. I wrote about this in my response, and I didn't even realize this was a year old. I thought it was only a week old, or a few days old. I didn't see the year. It was from last year. So I'm not going to read off any of the names. I'll just read some of the responses. Here's the first one: is "I'm trapped in my body. I can feel parts of me which don't exist. It has nothing to do with other people's perceptions." And that hold on to that thought, because this is where that was the top comment. How about that? This is the one I responded to. And uh, here's someone saying the same for them. And here's a third one saying, yeah, for me, it's like the ghost limb feeling, but in my case, a vagina. And here's another one also saying, and here's even more. That's 5 people. One. Oh no, this is the first one. Was just expanding on what she said. Yes, like a phantom limb, except it's a vagina. Is exactly how I've explained it to friends before. I just don't know if using that terminology is okay with people who actually have phantom limbs, so I don't usually say it like that publicly. So here I come a year later, not knowing it was like not a fresh conversation with my usual like pedantic self. When I was about 15 months old, there were 2 incisions made to repair what was called a double inguinal hernia. But I suspect it was more to drop my testicles into a scrotum, which left me with a penis and my brain couldn't see properly in the custody of abusive parents who insisted that girls don't have penises and boys only cry when they bleed. I'm going to be 65 in a few weeks, so I've had a long time to think about this. My dream self is female, and there's no surgery on this planet that can make me fertile. My parents at 91 are just starting to get it. Spirit promised me when I was very young that if I just cope with what I was born with, that I would be properly healed when the ancient astronauts returned to repair the damage the mutant degenerate spawn of an alien space whore have done to this world in their absence. I don't even have any tattoos or piercings, and I haven't cut my hair in over 35 years. Oh, good it did. I never had a problem with the rest of me, other than hiding my natural femininity from the world and keeping an out of control dick in my pants most of my life. Let's just leave it at that for now and focus on this phantom limb analogy. Today, after living authentically for nearly 6 years and on HRT for almost 5, that's certainly how I feel about it. And my doctors pretty much agree with the perception. I still need to beat it senseless fairly often, even after years on the hormone, just to be able to think about other things. That phantom, it's like you have the sensory awareness of its presence there, but you don't have any cognitive awareness of its belonging there. I think I just said that right. Yeah. It's like my mind's eye can't see the fucking thing, but my body is telling it, well, you're getting the wrong fucking chemicals from it, and you're getting all the wrong signals from it. It's wanting blood for all the wrong parts. And that's that. I wonder, though, if there were no stigma on transmasculine and transfeminine children, if I would have adapted to a transgender condition, found a transmasculine person, married, and raised a family together. I've had sex with a trans man. It was really nice. Much more for me than sex with a cis woman. So here's someone. Now this person is into some extreme, like bright blue hair and big implants and harsh goth looking makeup. And she's saying, I don't care about society perception of my body. I'm in transition because my perception of my body says it was wrong for me. Now I feel a lot better. She looks like she wants to look. If you don't like it, you shouldn't bother with people like that. It's their right. It's their body. Oh, who are you to say what somebody can do to their body just because your religion says you can't? Or your misperception of biology says you can't. Here's an interesting comeback. It took me until today to realize that the surgery I wanted was only because I wanted to fit into society's expectation. And that having that surgery wouldn't make me any more or any less than who I am right now. And then here's this, let's open that and just put it aside for a minute. There's this Ali Schminke is the one that wrote, he didn't write the, they didn't write the, they didn't do the graphic, but they wrote the caption. This is This is where it's at for most lots of trans people. I do feel trapped in my body, though other people's perceptions just make it worse. You know, I've been so blessed here in Tucson. I've had very, very, very little pushback on it from about being biological male. You know, it's okay, you're female, and nobody, I tell people I was transgender, and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool." Nobody wanted any backstory. Nobody needed any explanations. Oh, okay, you're transgender, cool. Um, and most people were okay with that, and some people were assholes, but they sort themselves out quickly. I hear somebody. Here's a trans masculine person. I think I don't know what they. I'm not sure where they're coming from. I could see why some trans people feel that way, and you have my sympathies. But for me, I do feel trapped in the wrong body. It's the wrong sex. When I look in the mirror, even my shadows, I cringe because I see a man, not a woman. For me, it ain't only about how others see me, but how I see my body. I can relate to that. It hurt me so much to see what I should look like that was so very little change from what I did look like. Uh, they made me wear my hair short, and I had to wear boy clothes. And my body wasn't, especially prior to puberty, my body was not at all masculine. I was a little chunky, but the fat on my body was always much more feminine than masculine. And I didn't have much hair. My legs were always really. I had to wear long shorts. I could never wear short shorts. Showed too much thigh, and it was, if I showed more than my up to my knee, forget it. I'd get shit. I had to wear baggy shirts to hide my boobs, or I'd get shit. I had to walk pigeon-toed for like about 6 months to get the swish out of my walk, so that the bullies wouldn't sneak up behind me and kick me. What else did I do? I really had to worry about how I touched myself and how I sat and um, just posed and moved, and things I'd say. I had to work on my voice to bring it down. I suppose I should work on my voice and bring it up, but it hurts in my jaw too much. Not getting much audience tonight.
The first time I ever touched someone else's breast, it was the 7 wonders of the sexual
Holy
world.
shit.
The Great Pyramid of God, this shit is awesome! Sometimes people ask me when I knew I was queer. I'm pretty sure I knew before I touched the boob, but after the boob. After the boob. Everything was made clear to me. 1 boob, 2 boob, big boob, small boob, to hold them in my hands or mouth to feel them pressed against my chest. I am a certified boob enthusiast. I love the back arch, the small side. Touching these bodies almost makes me believe in God, because I don't trust nature to create anything this good. But I also know that most gods punish more than they forgive, and my own body feels more like a guillotine than a gift. Sometimes people ask me when I knew I was transgender. They ask me if I feel like I was born in the wrong body, as if gender is that simple. As if my body is a pair of handcuffs chaining me to housewife, to mother, to woman. I am not trapped in my body. I am trapped in other people's perceptions of my body. My body is something I can only love from afar. A mistress I can only caress in secret. That's my way of choking. Air to even call for help. I tell myself the top surgery is the backaches and binding aren't really all that bad. Besides, I love boobs on other people. Why can't I just love my own? But when I tell people my name, they still use the wrong one. I say not girl, and they give me back woman, lady, she. I say not woman, they say silly girl. It is not up to you to decide. And I don't want to hate my body for this. My body is not wrong. The way people talk about my body is wrong. But my body is the only thing I can change. My best friend asks me why I want top surgery, a voluntary double mastectomy. He asks me why I would want to cut off a perfectly healthy body part. I tell him it is not healthy to feel unsafe in my body. This chest feels like a misplaced sex organ. If you had a penis growing from your elbow, you'd probably want to cut it off. People would come up to you and talk to you about your elbow penis. They would never let you be anything more than your body. I am more than my body, but these days I can only love my chest like a good cry. When my friend calls me a burial ground, my life becomes a constant funeral, and there's no way that I can be happy with all of these ghosts living inside me. So stop calling me diseased. Stop looking at my body and chaining me to whoever you think it makes me. I was not born into the wrong body. I was born into a world that doesn't know what my body means.
That was real powerful stuff for sure. Here's the link. Good, listening to it through the lag in here, it's probably really fucked up. You'd probably be able to listen to it better there. She's hot. She's serious. Here's one more recently.
I used to manage my team with spreadsheets. It was a nightmare. And
I don't know what the trans masculine person.
Threesomes are great. By which I mean the idea of a threesome is great. All of you and your limbs and heaving bodies and probably sweaty, and yeah, that sounds great to have so many people in one better floor public restroom. But here I am in a Starbucks with a couple I met off OkCupid, and they don't really look like their picture, or else do, but more human, and for some reason that's terrifying. So I begin dipping my hair into my coffee and squeezing it drop by drop into my mouth like a little hamster, and both of them are watching me blink and feeding each other cookies and babbling on about aunts I haven't met, and then suddenly we're setting boundaries like which holes can stretch enough for which appendages, and which appendages we've all got and want to use, and how many cups are in a pint, and who was technically a part of the Soviet Union. And then the entire coffee shop stands up and yells in unison, like in the musicals, anus, anus, anus. And then suddenly my coffee becomes very interesting. Like why would I need to make eye contact with anyone ever when I've got my good old coffee right here? A week later, I'm in their bed. Cis girl with short blonde hair and a long face. Cis boy with a buzz cut and fading lips who warns me he's uncircumcised. And I wonder if I'm supposed to act different because of that information. So I say, congratulations! which I don't think was the right answer. And the girl has all of her stuffed animals on the bed, and it smells like macaroni, which reminds me of Nate Pajubo's mom in the 7th grade, and how years later Nate and I smoked synthetic in the back of his car while we ate sandwiches his mom made. Even though I'm not really a smoker or that into sandwiches, still, there I was, toking it up with my sister's ex-boyfriend in the back of the Honda Civic. And now, in this bed with a homemade quilt like my grandma makes, this boy tells me he's uncircumcised, and I don't give a shit or even know what that means exactly, like from my mouth or whatever. But suddenly, it makes it real, like really real, and the car of my body just won't start, and I'm slamming on the dashboard waiting for some kind of spark, some kind of proof I didn't just waste this, proof that night is no longer in control of my body. But it doesn't come. And so I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the trigger won't let me. I'm sorry. I know this isn't sexy. I can make it up to you tomorrow. I can go if you want me to. I'm sorry. I told you I'm a trauma survivor. And so we go to sleep instead. Boy, then girl, then me, all stuffed in this queen-size macaroni bed. Him cuddling her and me unsure where I should put my arms. If I can touch her. If her skin will still be there when I do. And so I try to be small. Like a hamster. Like a survivor. Like nothing at all.
The other day, and it was called The Polyamorous Mating Habits of the North American Red Squirrel.
Okay, we don't need to
It's a
listen to
real
that one.
article. Google that shit, real. Yeah, so, and the article claimed that the
We don't need to go there. We don't need that one. I've already like covered my topic. So you know, I'm just sitting here at my desk. It's a little too late for music. If you want to talk about something, just speak up. See if just hunting around for anything. Oh, this is a problem here, but I can't read it. I'm trying to find our governor made a remark about not needing to expand oh, looky there. Okay, where is this place? Okay, that's not the map. Where the fuck is it? 4th Street Community Garden. It's on 4th Street, and it's on this side of Broadway. But where? Could be close to here. Could be south of here. I don't know. Well, that's Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. That's why it's not here. It's in New Mexico. Okay. The fuck am I seeing here then? Okay. That's sad. I don't even want to read that story. That's real sad. Oh. Here's some more pushback. Ooh, at the state level. See, I've only been involved, I haven't really, this is the first one I've really seen about the fight at the state level over comprehensive sex ed. Superintendent of Public Instruction Kathy Hoffman is punching back at House Speaker Rusty Bowers, who on Saturday called her a radical for wanting to teach medically accurate sex ed in schools, and today said her proposal is tantamount to teaching my kids how to masturbate. Well, someone's got to do it. Well, nobody really has to do it. They'll figure it out themselves. Earlier this week, she told the Arizona Capitol Times that Bowers, the top Republican in the state house, was using fear tactics and propaganda to mobilize his base. But in a written statement this afternoon, Hoffman unloaded on Bowers. She said his most recent comments are just as abhorrent and reprehensible as his comments made over the last weekend, and they have no basis in reality. My department is focused on finding solutions to the real crises facing education in this state, like our persistent shortage of highly qualified teachers, one of the lowest rates of per pupil spending in the nation, and the physical safety and mental health of our students. I urge Speaker Bowers to join me in working to find solutions to the critical challenge instead of spending his time amplifying conspiracy theories being pushed by known hate groups. We have two of them in this state. They're mentioning one of them. It's unclear what conspiracy theories Hoffman was referring to. It could be the assertion that Bowers made at the Education Forum in Gilbert on Saturday that Planned Parenthood supports comprehensive sex education because it teaches children how to have sex, which leads to more sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies, both of which are good for Planned Parenthood's bottom line, which is the same line of shit we heard in Tucson. And that it could refer to comments by groups like Family Watch International, which is Gilbert-based, which gave a presentation at the Saturday Forum. I'm pretty sure they gave a presentation to us too. That organizations pushing for medically accurate, age-appropriate sex education in schools are doing so in order to make children more comfortable with transgender ideology, so they will explore it and discover they are homosexual or transgender. That's like fear-mongering to the max. That's not what's going on. In fact, the way that the sex education curricula are today is that anything other than cisgender and heterosexual behavior in a male-dominated household with two active parents is an aberration and mentally deficient. There's anything else other than that. And they just absolutely refuse to acknowledge the medical realities. The scientific realities have been like clarified over the last 50 years with advances in microbiology and genetics and such, where they've been able to get down to the molecular level on the genes and see what's going on and do some studies, do some clinical studies involving real people and their blood and their their parts, and checking them out and see how things are working. They haven't found anything. They have not found anything that can be like called a male or female brain or a heterosexual or homosexual brain, but they found certain areas within the brain, structures and physiological function that are related to gendered behavior. And some people end up cross-wired between the gender of their brain. Nobody's 100% male or female. I think I mentioned that earlier. We were talking about passing and expectations. Same with the brain. Everybody's got like a yin and a yang to them. Some people are like, don't know from one day to the next whether they want to play girl or play boy that day because they're comfortable in both gender roles. I was never comfortable in the male gender role, and I was never really very male outside of my penis. But I played at it okay. I hit out with the hippies, where I didn't have to constantly be proving my manhood to everybody. I just, well, actually, even though I'm pretty talkative to the camera, but get me in a crowd, I'm usually like just listening to other people run their mouths. Oh, we're down to one person. Boy, nobody gives us. Did I finally bore them, people? Completely bore them. They don't want anything to do with me anymore. Have to build a whole new audience. Yeah. Nobody's around. What is it? 10:30 on a Wednesday night? It's hump day. Well, nobody's here. Nobody's saying anything. It's probably just a bot. But nothing's going on there, and we already covered that. I don't need to read the whole thing. So that's I got a decent buzz on, and there's nobody watching, so I can let's go see what the idiots are about. I haven't been there for a few days. Usually 72 hours or so, they're making all sorts of noise. See, I haven't been there for a week. Oh, I'm still live. That's right. I forgot. I got two people here. I'm looking at the idiots right now. I don't even want to read this shit. I don't even want to read this shit. What do I want to do with it? Oh, we want to put it in the email to the cop. He didn't answer this morning's email. I haven't bugged him, but he called me. He called me a few on Monday, I think it was. I probably won't hear from him again until Monday, but by Monday he's gonna have a pile of email. Fucking ED ads. I'm okay, thanks. I'm fine. Okay, new message. This is just like incredible. Something interesting. Oh yeah. Second page of that shit. Where's the end? Okay. See what else there. I haven't said much since Saturday. It's the only thing, of course, that's just what they're showing me. Boy. Oh. Well, this is lovely. This is fucked. I don't even want to deal with that right now. Just definitely fucked. Asshole ripped off Ariana's shit. And I don't know, even know how to, you know, there's an imposter Tommy Tudor at AMB. And apparently, someone calling himself Chairman Toad is bitching about getting fucked with by someone named Hypoxic at Discord. I probably should check the Discord server. Did I close that? Yeah, I closed that when I crashed the whole browser. Jennifer AJ's been in my stream. Telling me to go to hell. I asked her why would I want to join her and all her friends. And there's nobody here. There seems to be no point to be talking to the camera like this. With nobody saying anything here and nobody saying anything there. Not much going on at Facebook either. Get Courtney Airlines, Lexi Cans pushing her air. She's flying and doing air. She's got a beautiful sunset photo from 8,000 feet this evening that she just posted. Late 70s fashion. Sandals, custom made sandals. There's a group called Remembering Tucson. That's kind of cool. I wasn't here then, but a lot of things they're talking about I had similar memories of the same shit in other places. I had a really nice pair of Birkenstocks for the longest time that I just found somewhere. And then there was another pair I had that said they called them Baconstocks. They were something else, but they lasted a long time too. I haven't had a decent pair of sandals since those fell apart. Queer Christian Fellowship Conference on January 11th in Chicago, where Anunnaki Ray Marquez is a big intersex advocate, where they shared he I think he's a he. And somebody he worked with made a documentary called Stories of Intersex and Face Screening. Jeff Daniels is live now. I better, I'm live too. I'm gonna send him a. That's Jeff Daniels from Black Cat Bones, the bass player. Was just getting down on his bass. And the stream interrupted. So we'll give him a link to this in his stream and wait for it to come back. I can't play the song because it's Paul McCartney property. But there's been in the news today about McCartney going off on the captain being on. Let me find the Huff Post on that one. That's like a winner. What a mess that is. The stuff in the Ukraine. What happened to the Paul McCartney thing? I could have sworn I was clicking on that. Where'd it go? Shit. Okay, it wasn't there. Here it is. But that's just the song. I need the Huffington Post. Okay, that's better. Paul McCartney takes aim at Donald Trump. We've got a mad captain sailing this boat. A song on the legendary Beatles' new album hits out at climate change deniers such as the president. Legendary Beatle Paul McCartney has revealed he had climate change deniers such as President Donald Trump in mind when writing one particular song on his new solo album, Egypt Station. Now, this is not a new album. Oh, well, this is last year's. I see what's happening. That's last year's. And it got dredged up this year. This is from last year, too. This is Huffington Post from last year. But they were making a big deal out of it today for some reason. Probably because it's, the video had several different versions of it, and among all of them added together, there wasn't 1 million views. It's not like it's like a big hit. I guess there was a fairly long interview with the BBC where he was talking about masturbating with John Lennon in a group for a GQ interview. Talked about not being recognized on public transport and how pop star Taylor Swift inspired song, another song on the album. And they got the interview and yeehaw. But he is, you know, it's despite repeated warnings of danger up ahead, the captain won't be listening to what's been said. And those who shout the loudest may not always be the smartest. Well, that's for sure. Especially like distressing when you got shouters polarized the way they are and both sides are totally wrong, self-destructing. And meanwhile, the planet's just like had enough. There are six tropical storms, new record. I didn't even see. I don't know where I was, but there's one with a name that's all over South Texas right now. Isabel or something like that, or Isidore. So anyway, let's go find that. That was like crazy. And I guess Texas is flooding real bad. How much of it is flooding bad and why? Imelda is the one that hit southeast Texas, killing one amid flash floods. That's from 7 hours ago. Serious flooding in Texas, live updates. That's from CNN. 407 high water rescues conducted in Harris County. Good work, Sheriff's Office. Completed 992 weather-related calls for services. 407 high water rescues, 22 major accidents, and 323 standard vehicles. Good work, sheriffs. There's drinking water. They're saying you should boil. Tucson wants residents off the roads. Pretty deep. Whoa. Here, we'll put this in there for you. CNN. But there's like 6 storms. They're forming like roaches. This is from USA Today. All across the Atlantic and Pacific. I wonder what it's looking like in the Indian Ocean. There are 6 named storms in the Western Hemisphere. That's from yesterday. 15 hours. Let's see what the news is saying. So I guess one of them was moving up the coast. This ties the record. Or something that's a little less, more technical. I guess there's one in the Pacific, in the Eastern Pacific, near Okinawa. Houston's a mess. There hasn't been anything from there in a couple of days. in the Google. Of course, I didn't ask about that. We're looking for the six storms. This one doesn't look too bad. What we have is 6 named storms. We have Imelda, Umberto, and I think Jerry. Yeah, Jerry are in the Atlantic. And Mario and Lorena are in the Pacific. And there's a big couple of good sized systems down off the northern coast of South America, both in the Atlantic and the Pacific. This combined number of active storms in both basins was believed to tie a modern record set in September 1992, according to National Hurricane Center forecaster Eric Blake. He tweeted Tuesday that they are forming like roaches out there. It's not something that you see all the time, not unheard of either, said Weather Channel meteorologist Danielle Banks. And it isn't. I remember what was the year that Katrina hit. I think there were several right behind it. Or was it the next year? Wasn't it the other one? I forget. And nobody's saying nothing, and I'm bored, and I've been on an hour, and I think I'm gonna cut it off. Happy day. Thanks for coming. Bye. Whoops. We don't want to do that. We want to do that.